Hey everybody, this is Phoenix Down, and welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. In the last episode, we rode the wind as we beat Johnny the Man in a jet bike race through Laboratory 32. And in today's episode, we're gonna head over to the Proto Dome in hopes of finding a gate that will take us back to our own time. But before we do that, I just want to touch on one little thing about the jet bike race that I kind of glossed over last time. If you beat Johnny with certain high scores, you win prizes from RXXR. Basically, if you win with 1,200 points or more, you get like 5 full tonics, stuff like that. 1,500 gives you a power tab, which is the best thing you can get from him. And the highest score you can possibly get is 2,371. The score is based on how much of the race you spend ahead of Johnny. So in order to get the max score, you have to actually be bouncing on Johnny the entire race and cross the finish line right at the end without him ever passing you. So that's basically how that's calculated. And a couple of the items actually got mistranslated when Woolsey did the translation. So basically, you win the 5 full tonics, it'll actually tell you 1 full ethers instead, but it's actually tonics. And if you get 2,300 or more, you get it'll tell you 3 or 5 ethers, but those are actually full ethers instead. He made this mistake in Final Fantasy VI as well. I mean, it's not that big a deal. You get the appropriate item even if it tells you something different. And there's also prizes you get for getting a score that's all the same numbers repeated. Like if you get 3 7s, you get 10 full ethers or 10 mid ethers, something like that. And you get a random ether or tonic or something like that for getting 4 1s or 4 2s. So that's a nice little touch. I didn't even know about that until I looked that up. But anyway, enough about that. We're at the Proto Dome now. So let's progress onwards, and we got ourselves a new enemy here. The Bugger, opposed to the Debugger we've been fighting before. These guys do not counterattack like the enemies in Aris Dome with the laser beams, but they will zap you when they get close enough, as they are demonstrating right now. Lucca took a little jolt, but we'll be okay. They're not. I consider these guys less of a pain to deal with than the debuggers from Aris Dome, just because they don't counterattack. And we got a little bit of experience from going through the sewer access as well, so we're in good shape. Chrono's got a better sword as well, so we got some experience there. So let's continue on into the Proto Dome. It's a short place, and we have some robots. If we want to get to the Enertron, we have to fight these guys. Yeah, we made short work of those guys. Just a regular Cyclone will do the trick. You don't really need to use the Fire Whirl for that. It's not enough to kill them in one shot, at least at our current levels. But it'll set it up so that Lucca and Marley can finish them off with their regular weapons. But anyway, let's continue on, and we got a door here, and what's this thing? Okay, Marley's curious too. What's this? It's in bad shape, but it appears to be a humanoid robot. Incredible! Nice. Yeah, this is Lucca's specialty right here. I think I can fix it. Sure, we're only, 1,300 years in the future. I mean, Lucca's a scientist, she can figure this out. But it might attack us. I'll make sure it won't. Machines aren't capable of evil. Humans make them that way. I guess that is true. Lucca, you pity them, don't you? Let me get to work now, okay? So Lucca's going to go to town on this robot here. Why not? Unfortunately, Marley can't seem to figure out how to open up the door. It's just not budging at all. But alright, that does it. I'm gonna give it some juice. Oop, it's moving. Whoa, look at that, it's shooting sparks. And now it's breakdancing. Good morning. More. Good morning, mistress. What is your command? I'm not your mistress. I'm Marley. You're gonna make Chrono jealous. And Lucca here fixed you. Understood. Madam Lucca fixed me. Just Lucca will do. Impossible. That would be rude. Look, I hate formal titles, don't you, Marley? Hate him. Haters gonna hate. I understand, Lucca. Alright, now what's your name? Name. My serial number. It is R66Y. R66Y? Cool! No, that won't do at all. Come on, Chrono, let's give him a better name. Alright, we're gonna give this robot a name. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be creative, it's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be Robo. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, we already named a frog, so calling a robot Robo, I guess we're going 2 for 2. Par for the course, I suppose. Robo, that's perfect! Your new name is Robo, okay? We know who wears the pants in this relationship, Chrono. I am Robo. Data storage complete. Hey Robo, why aren't there any people here? What has happened here? There were many humans and others of my kind in this dome. I think something awful happened here. Yeah, that seems to be the consensus that with the future in general, Lucca. It would appear so. How is it that you survived? Well, we weren't here when it happened. Exactly, we came through a time warp from the year 1000. While exploring Aris Dome, we learned there was a gate here. Because you guys monitor that kind of stuff for us. We found you when we came looking for the gate. But the door to the inner chambers is locked, so we're out of luck. Okay, now Robo's examining the door, alright. The power is off. If we go to the factory up north, I can pass through security and activate this dome's generator. You do that for us? You repaired me. Now it's my turn to help you. But the generator won't run for long, so someone must stay behind to open the door while the power's on. Then Marley or I will stay. Okay, let's see. I'm going to leave Marley behind. Lucca can come in handy a little bit in a couple areas here, so I'll leave Marley here. So please be careful, Chrono. So just remember, when the light turns on, open the door, Marley. So let's get going, and while we're here, let's check out on our new party member. We got Robo. You know, his weapons are basically detachable arms. He also has some nice equipment here. I'm going to give him the bandana because his speed is abysmal. We could really use that benefit there. So I'm going to give him the bandana, and we're going to run over this way. We don't need a rest in the Intertron. Oh yeah, I was going to check up on his techs too. You'll notice Robo already has his first 2 techs learned. He has the Rocket Punch, which we probably won't see much use of. Just a single target, extendable arm thing. We got the Cure Beam, which is the reason why I decided to leave Marley behind. We have a healer here. And you'll notice that he's capable of learning his next tech. I almost said level 3 tech. He has a laser spin he'll learn after getting 5 more tech points. You'll notice that Chrono and Lucca and Marley have not been able to learn their 3rd tech yet. And they're not gaining tech points at all. You could run around in circles all you like, and they're not going to learn anything until a certain story trigger happens. But Robo is does not apply to that, so he can continue to learn all of his techs if you so chose. It'd be a very time-consuming process if he did that now. But anyway, let's head on over to the factory now. It's right up here. So you take up Robo to this computer monitor, you'll notice that there's a red bar there. So, you know, you wouldn't be able to access the factory without Robo anyway. Override security system 0. And we have ourselves a new monster. We have an Acid. This enemy has ridiculously high defense. It's very sporadic, but he only has like 10 HP. And we defeated it. Okay, that went a lot easier than my practice run. Because there are times where you can hit that guy and you're only doing like 1 HP of damage, even with Chrono and Robo. Okay, I'm going to pass up on those guys there. Basically, there are 2 sections of the factory. This part here is actually technically optional. If you really want to, you can just take the other elevator and just continue on. There's a password that you need that you can discover here, and you'll also pass up on a bunch of items. But anyway, let's go over here. You'll notice that we can't go down here because there's a barrel in the way. So we'll have to leave that for later. We'll figure out a way to move that soon enough. If you walk over this way as soon as I figure out where I'm at, there's a chest in here. All the way up. There we go. And we got a mid-ether. Okay. It's hard to see. They don't let us see where you're at over there. And down here, I think there might be a chest at the far end. Get a view of everything there's to come. And here we get a robin bow. If we had brought Marley along, we would have been able to equip that on her. It's a new weapon for her. It's not too bad. But I left her behind, so we're stuck with Lucca. So what we need to do in order to progress is to get up in here and bump into the robot on a conveyor belt to get this crane to pick us up and drop us here. And now we have some battles, including one with Proto 3. Proto Man? Nah, not quite. But this guy does counterattack, so I want to pass up on Lucca's turn and just have Robo and Chrono go to town. So actually, I think Lucca might be able to finish him off now, especially if she gets a critical. Nah, I was hoping I could call it. Nope, he still had too much HP there. And when he counterattacks, he picks a random target. Alright, Chrono did the critical, I'll take that. So yeah, they're a little tougher than the Proto 2s we fought before. Oddly enough, I don't think there are any Proto 1s. Oh yeah, in each of these rooms there'll be a different monster combination. Alright, Chrono gained a level. Robo learned laser spin, and we learned a dual tech. The rocket roll. So yeah, Lucca gained a level from that battle. So now we're going down to this lower part of the assembly line here. Now, do not touch any of the robots on the conveyor belts, or that crane will pick you up and drop you back on that first set there, and you'll have to fight those 3 battles all over again. It's a real pain. Alright, we have some bugs. We fought these guys before. Just take them out with a cyclone. No problems whatsoever. We'll take this door, run across this girder here, and let's go over here. Pick up a mid-tonic. In this room, well, first let's get the treasure. We got 400G, I'll take it. And a mid-ether. Now we activate this computer. So we got some controls for the cranes. You need this in order to move those barrels that are blocking that one path. So the first code is X and A, and the second code is 2Bs. And then these robots go out of control. Yeah, having Chrono and Robo physical attack while Lucca follows up with a flame toss is a good way to take those guys out. But alright, we got our codes. So now we go into this door here. Got a couple more robots to deal with. Yeah, the fire whirl is also pretty good on the Proto 3s. They did about 200 damage on each of them there. And after you fight the Proto 3s, a couple debuggers also drop down from above. Alright, we got some items here. Now we go up into here, and this is the crane controls. So we gotta wait for the tone, and then press the 2 buttons. So alright, that's code number 1. It was X and A. So the next code will be 2Bs. So it'll just drop the barrel onto that conveyor belt and move on. It'll enable us to get to that door over there on the left-hand side of the screen. So let's enter some more codes. So 2Bs, alright. So yeah, if you really want to, you don't have to actually access that computer to figure out the codes. You can just like try a couple buttons and eventually you might get it if you're lucky. Like when I was doing my practice run, I accidentally went there first and I forgot the codes and I just tried to cancel out by pressing B and I made this work anyway. I'm like, oh yeah, that was one of the codes, wasn't it? I mean, I remembered the X and A, after I did that as well. It was, I played this game enough times that it just kind of came back to me. But anyway, we have some Proto 3s. I'm just going to ignore them since I already fought them once. Now we can go down to this level and run over here to check out this room. So we got a bolt sword, but we already have one of those for Chrono. If you didn't do the sewer access, this is where you would get it otherwise. And in this computer, we have the last defense lock code named Zabby. Translation is XABY, Zabby. So basically, you just press it in the, it's just basically a circle of the buttons on the Super Nintendo controller, basically. So we got that taken care of. If you want to, you can run back over to the elevator now, but there's one treasure left to get down below. So I'm going to go back this way. See that they're on the conveyor belt there. We got our bugs again. I'm gonna slip by these guys. Ah, nuts. Well, Robo did gain a level from that battle. But one thing I forgot about the bugs is that they can actually put your characters to sleep. So that's something to watch out for. It's not that big a deal with them, but... And for some reason, I'm moving faster on the conveyor belt than the robots are. So we go down here, we get an ether. And we're just going to continue on this way. Yeah, it wasn't really worth doing, but... Figured why may as well get all the treasures. It's a little spot to get off on just in case. Now we jump through here, and now we're back at the start of the of this area. We could take the elevator back up to the starting room now. Now that we know the Zabby code, that's basically the last code we need in order to finish up the area. We cleared out some debuggers, and this sign basically tells you which area is which. So now let's... Yeah, don't want to turn off the conveyor belts. The security system will activate and we'll be in danger. So let's go down this way. We've got ourselves a save point, so let's use a shelter real quick. Still got plenty of those from that monster over in 600 AD. We're gonna continue on this way. Oh. Here we get a shelter. Alright, we got our shelter back. And we have another new enemy, the alkaline, along with the acids. They're pretty much the same as the acid, except that they are mildly susceptible to elemental attacks, while the acid is actually immune entirely. But look at that, a critical hit and it only did 2 HP. These things have like really fluctuating defenses. And you have to be careful because these monsters can randomly counterattack with a weird group attacking special ability that can hit each party member for about 30 HP worth of damage. It's more likely to happen if you hit them with a special attack, which is why I'm just wailing at them with physical hits. So Chrono should be able to finish this guy off, hopefully. Yeah, oh yeah, that would have taken him out in one hit. Why could you have done that sooner, Chrono? But alright. And now the computer is active. So now it's opening the hatch. So now we can go down to the lower areas here. Yeah, depending on where you stand, you can get into fights with acids in this stretch here. But since I didn't, I'll take it. This room as well. Whoop. I did not do that on purpose, believe it or not. Speaking of which, we have some more acids and alkalines. Alright, we took care of those guys. And we can't make it over to that elevator. We got a security light in the way. It's basically the same elevator that we descended with before, but it just kind of locks you into this area. Anyway, over here we have some more treasure chests. We got a Titan vest. I'll take that. And a hammer arm. So let's equip this new equipment. I'm going to give the Titan vest to Chrono. I could have given him Robo's earlier, but I decided to stick with that. And Robo has an upgraded weapon, the hammer arm. Alright. So now let's activate this computer. Alright, beat your chest. All systems down. Defense lasers are off. And now it's time for a battle with some more acids and alkalines. Alright, nice. Chrono and Lucca both gained levels from that. Anyway, we opened up the hatch. It's right over here. It's easy to miss on that for that one. And once again, well, we have our elevator. We can rise back up if we so choose, but we don't need to do that. Let's continue on over this way. We got ourselves a treasure chest with a plasma gun. Alright, a new weapon for Lucca. So let's give that to her. The plasma gun, ooh, that's a nice increase, and it randomly casts stop on machines. Unfortunately, they gave it to us at the end of the dungeon with machines in it. That would have came in really handy if we could have gotten that when we got the Robin bow instead. But unfortunately, you know, the best effects of that gun are going to be lost on us. But it is more powerful than what we had before. But alright, here we are with this computer. It's time to do the Zabby passcode. Zabby! And the door has been opened, alright. Let's get going. And we have ourselves a switch. Let's throw the lever. Wrong lever? Why is it every time I hit a switch in this place an alarm goes off? This doesn't sound good at all. I guess this is the real alarm. The other thing was just, I don't know, the pre-alarm. Emergency. Security system has gone haywire. Must escape immediately. So it's time to get out of this place. Next time on Let's Play Chrono Trigger. This has been Phoenix Down, and I will see you guys next time.